Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Long time no see. I haven't done a video in probably some months. Taking some time off. It's been juicy and beautiful, and staying grounded in this time of I don't know what do we want to call this time, this epoch that is 2021. Anyway, I'm loving life, and I wanted to do this testimonial because of an experience I've been having that is so profound. Um, this testimonial is for my friend Damon Fauntleroy with the Healing Code. As many of you know, I've been on a long journey with health. Started doing all sorts of detox. Oh, the crows are here. Started doing all sorts of detox and cleanses and changing my eating up since I was probably 22 or 23 and trying to find like the right space. I've done Ayurveda and Ayurvedic things and Chinese medicine things, multiple levels, and was starting to seek out um, someone who was studying and helping with ways of eating, indigenous ways of eating. I didn't have the word for it before, but indigenous ways of eating for me, for how I am composed on a like on a biological level. And I was referred to Damon Fauntleroy, which I've put all of his information in this post, how to follow him, contact him, and even if you wanted to check it out, like there's many places to follow, and he always is posting a lot of really awesome recipes and stuff like that. So I want to tell you what I did with him. I did a 21-day cleanse right before I went to Puerto Rico this summer. And yes, I had a lot of mofongo in Puerto Rico and it was awesome. But the weight that came off in that cleanse, it stayed off, even though I was eating like, that amazing Puerto Rican food that was a bit heavy for me. That cleanse was a very nourishing. It was like you're putting nourishment into your body. There was no starving in it. And it also incorporated a type of intermittent fasting that really works for me. I've done a lot of different types of fasting practices too, and as far as what my goals were for this type of fasting, was actually quite easy to incorporate and highly effective. Of course, I was glowing, and the weight had dropped off and all of that, but it was also really easy to follow. And there's a whole bunch of food combinations that, to be honest, when I read the recipes, I was like, Damon, what is this? Like, I'm not, I don't want to, And then I ate it and I was like, oh, and my body liked it. And my body was in agreement. And that was a really big deal for me. Like, I've done a lot of cleanses where it's like, I know this is good for me. I don't really want to do it. This was like, this was like stuff that made sense for me. And I could tell just in the pores of my body. And it was easy to stay, to start to understand I start to understand like how to cook in this way when I wasn't doing a detox. I wasn't doing a detox cleanse. um, I also did a bio reading with him right there in his office here in Portland, and a natal chart reading. And the thing I want to talk to you about the natal chart reading is that, okay, so similarly to somebody who's going to read your astrology from an astrology chart, um, Damon will go into like some of the psychological and the emotional stuff. That's why I would get in any reading. I've been to a lot of tarot card readers and a lot of astro chart readers who are very thorough and amazing at what they do. Um, but Damon also talks goes into the realm of your biology and also your spirit. So he's on top of the on top of the psychological stuff and emotional stuff. So you get this like very thorough. I mean, the reading was like, I think we went for like 4 hours. He's a very generous practitioner. So he's just like continuing to answer my questions until I was done asking questions. And that was the value of that is like so high, and the fact that he's able to create that with his clients. Um, this reading was more thorough than anything that I've ever participated in. And the reason I think that's so important for anybody is like if you're trying to figure yourself out, or you're at that point in your life where you're like, I just don't even know like what to do for my body or for my emotions or whatever. In a reading like this, he was able to tell me how each thing was affecting each thing from every angle, and also let me know like what I needed to do to rebalance it, or to what to open to, or what to be done with. And I was given affirmations, and I was getting given questions and practices, and also enhanced, the work we were already doing around what I'm eating and how I'm eating, and how I'm living my lifestyle. So it was, if you know me, I like foundations and roots. And so everything was given to me really simply, and I could understand what he was giving me in that way. Like conceptually, everything made sense to me. Even if it's going to take me time to work on it, he delivered things in a way that was very, very helpful to me in just how I process information. And I know I've seen him talk about other things. I know he's good at adapting to different ways of the way people understand. I also want to say this is something that I really respect in practitioners who are able to do this. He was able to deliver hard information, like information that you're not sure somebody. I'm a practitioner myself, so like sometimes there's information that comes in that's like, I don't know if I want to say this to this person, but I gotta deliver it. He was able to deliver like the difficult, the challenging information in a way that wasn't scary and that I could totally receive. So I really, really appreciate that about you, David. If you see this testimonial, um, he's very generous and available. And the last thing I want to say, especially for you women out there, I am somebody who is very, very wary about anybody I work with. I'm I'm like a cat. I'm very like I stay far away for a long time, and I observe and I observe and I observe for anybody, especially when it comes to my personal stuff, my health, my spirit. My ancestors and my spirits are with me, so it's not just me who's showing up for a reading. It's not or into a room. They're coming too. I'm very protective of that, and I want to make sure that I'm in alignment with who the person is and what's around them and the energy they're bringing, and confidentiality and sensitivity. And some of you know, like I just went through a celibacy of 4 years where intimate celibacy, but I also wasn't interacting with men unless it was absolutely necessary for almost 5 years. And so that has changed over the last about the last year, and but I'm still wary about how much I want to interact with men. This is, there's more to that personal journey, but I'm very wary about who I work with, and I've worked with almost exclusively women for a very long time. And so I do want to say that in the spaces that I've worked, at the times that Damon and I have worked together, I have felt completely comfortable, and I've felt like more than respected, and that's a really important uh, experience for many of us to have. It was important for me, and I wanted to add that to the testimonial because a lot of us women think about that. So anyway, I hope that you check out Damon and the Healing Cold Code for your health needs. And mwah, mwah, mwah. That's it. I'll see you later. Bye.